Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So let me share my screen first. Let me know once you're able to see. Today we'll start the class.
You can see it.
Yeah, Chandrakant, thank you. So Hare Krishna, I welcome you to this course of Gita Gyan, Essence of Bhagavad Gita by ISKCON Seshadripuram, Bangalore. Yeah. So we'll start with the prayers quickly. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gyana Jana Shalakaya. You can repeat, devotees, after me, if possible.
Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnana-salakaya
Chakshurum militam yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Chakshur unmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishe. Please go ahead.
Okay, Prabhuji, continue.
Yeah. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani
Pracharine
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatati Shatarine
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
कौन आज का क्विज किया
Rama
करो ना फिर
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
I'm
Hare
happy to see you 39 out of 41 also.
Hare Rama
Nice.
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Somniti Namine Namacharya Padayanitai Kripa Padayani Gaurikatha Dhamadaya Nagara Karama Tarini Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lente Grimyat Kripataham Aham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome everyone for today's class. So today is
Hare
one of
Krishna
the
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Ganga Mataji. So today is one of the very important class. We'll see. So before we start, so this program is dedicated to ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So a small story about Srila Prabhupada. So last year we have celebrated 125th birth anniversary of Srila Prabhupada. So if you remember, usually when somebody makes passport, so in his passport, his father name will be there. But when Srila Prabhupada was going to Western countries, in his passport, instead of his father name, he had his guru name as his father, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. That was the staunch faith he was having in his guru. And also, Srila Prabhupada always used to believe in training the devotees. It's not like by forcing the devotees. It's mentioned in the scriptures, a Vaishnava is always above the caste and take care of them. So it's saying how we can take care of the Srila Prabhupada was a perfect example. So when he went to the Western countries, those people, those devotee doesn't know how to cook and they always used to have non-veg only. So Srila Prabhupada, he had a special cooker. Three cooker used to be there, down, up, and the three layers of cooker uses. So in that three layers of cooker only, in middle of that he used to put down rice, dal and sabji. So in one go only he used to prepare, and he used to personally feed those devotees, and he used to taught them how to cook and all. So once these devotees, after eating this prasadam, when they used to leave, so they don't have the habit of like taking the plate also and washing. So they used to leave them also. Srila Prabhupada personally used to take this plate and then clean them. And this devotee, by the warm heart, by the seva what Srila Prabhupada used to do, and the care he used to take of them, this devotee's heart started changing, and they were able to see how much merciful Srila Prabhupada is there. So personally, Srila Prabhupada used to, lot of time when the kids used to come, the younger kids, the daughters or the small kids, and then sometimes they used to say, Dad, I want to eat chocolates. And also Srila Prabhupada always used to make sweets for these little kids, and like gulab jamun and all, and they used to give them and they used to say. So sometimes I remember there was one time when they were making Lord Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra Mai, these devotees. So they had the habit of having cigarettes also. So what they used to, so they used to carve these deities from the chisels and what we say, the nuts. And so after that, so while chiseling, so they used to take some break also. So while taking these breaks, they used to have a cigarette, they used to have a puff of cigarette also, and never used to wash hands, and then like they used to like continue doing it. So Srila Prabhupada never actually shouted on them also. They used to train them once they came, then Srila Prabhupada taught them properly, okay, when you're doing any seva of the deities, the hands and everything should be cleaned. And that's how Srila Prabhupada first taught them how we should maintain external cleaning first, and then we should go for internal cleaning. So that's what Srila Prabhupada is there. We can see how merciful he was there, and he was teaching everyone with his personal example also. Okay, so we were also inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, who is the GBC and spiritual master. He told us to go and start preaching online mode also. So we'll take his blessing and we'll start with one of the shlokas of Gita Mahatmya. Who is the lucky one who wants to read first? Okay, Ganga Mataji, you want to read? Yashika Mataji, you have raised hand. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Gita Sarai Ham
One second. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
गीता सराय हम तिष्ठमि गीता मे परमामं ग्रहम गीता जनानं समास्त्रिय त्रिलोक्यं प्रलमे aham. I am present within the Gita, and the Gita is my supreme residence. Only by the knowledge of the Gita do I maintain the three worlds. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So they see it's a very small and sweet sloka, but it has a very, very deep meaning in this meaning. So Krishna personally is saying, I'm present in the Gita also. Gita is my supreme residence. Only by the knowledge of Gita, I maintain these three worlds. So what is saying? Gita Shri Ham Tisthami, saying, I am present within this Gita. So Gita is my supreme residence or the home. Krishna is saying, Gita me paramam graham. And then he's saying, Gita Jnanam Samsrastraya. So he's saying, only by this knowledge, only by the knowledge of this Gita, I also maintain the entire three worlds. In three lokim pralayam aham. So we see this how Lord is able to maintain the three worlds with the knowledge of Gita. Can't we maintain our family with this knowledge of Gita? Yes, if you ask me, yes, we can. So it is very, very important. If you see, Gita was actually the knowledge of Gita was given to the very first person who was a householder, Arjuna. So Arjuna was a householder who was a father, who was a husband, who was a grandfather, and he was to be a king. So by today, if you see, we will be able to complete two-thirds of the Gita. So that is out of 18 chapter. Today we'll be able to complete the 12th chapter. So if you see, Srila Prabhupada used to say, if these politicians of the world, if they read this Bhagavad Gita and get the guidance, they can run a peaceful government as per the religious principle by which everyone can be peaceful and happy. Because in this olden days also, in the fourth chapter, what we saw in the transcendental knowledge, Krishna told in the olden days also, the kings, the Rajarshi kings used to read this knowledge and then they used to rule this world. So that is Gita Mahatmya. So today we will be starting this chapter 12, which is known as devotional service. One of the best chapters of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12. So it's a saying, in case if someone of your family members is in the last stage of leaving this body, so it's a saying you can tell these three chapters, chapter 2, chapter 8, and chapter 12. So chapter 2 is a summarize of full Bhagavad Gita. So chapter 8 talks about attaining me, the supreme. So like when a person leaves this body, if they thinks about Krishna, he will be able to reach the Golok. And the 12th is talks, as the name is also there, Bhakti Yoga, devotional service. But yes, if we have a time, read the entire Bhagavad Gita. It's not only this three chapter we should read. So in chapter 11, we saw how Lord Krishna showed the Arjuna a universal form of Virat Rupa. So Krishna showed him first the Virat Rupa, and then when Arjuna was not able to bear those because he was able to see the future also. When he was able to show the future, then Arjuna prayed again, and then Krishna showed his four-handed form and then two-handed form of Shyam Sundar. He wants to do devotional service. Now he is confused if he should he was confused before this one. He was asking whether I should be doing impersonal worship of or I should be doing this personal worship. So Arjuna, at every point of time, he asks a question on behalf of us, and then let's see what Krishna, by his guidance, he answers everything. So who wants to read? Shwanlata Mataji, you can read. You have raised hand. Susmita Mataji, you can read next shloka, Mataji. Keep your hand raised only, Mataji. It will be easy for me to.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Arjuna Uvacha Evam Satata Yuktaye Bhaktastvam Paryupasate Echapi Aksharam Avyaktam Tesam Ke Yoga Vittamaha. Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect? Those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested?
Yes. Thank you, Mataji, Sonlata Mataji, for reading. So here, Arjuna is asking one question. Which one is easier? Can you tell me? So Krishna answers is very actually clear. So what is the question here we should understand? He's asking which are which are considered to be more perfect, Arjuna is asking here, which is there, as you have showed your universal form in this last chapter just before. So whether I should be worshipping this personal form or the impersonal form, and then he's saying, and how we should be engaging in your devotional service. So by engaging your devotional service, you should be worshipping this impersonal form of the Brahman, which is unmanifested, or you should be using this personal form. So here we should understand this is two concepts which is known as bhakti yogis versus jnani yogis. So Lord Krishna has two forms which he has. So one is of his personal form, which Arjuna is able to see, and one is impersonal form also, which later Krishna will reveal more about that. So usually these bhakti yogis who are Krishna consciousness, they actually worship the personal form of the Lord. And the Gyan yogis actually, they meditate upon the impersonal form of the Lord. So let's see what further Krishna tells. Okay. Kriti Mataji, you can read the next shloka, Mataji, please.
Can I read?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Vesha Mano Yemam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopeta Teme Yukta Tamamata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most.
Yes, thank you, Kirti Mataji, for reading. So here, Krishna is saying, he's saying that none of the option is bad actually. But what is the best Krishna is talking about here? He's saying, those who is fixing their minds on my personal form are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith. How he's saying how they are worshipping me with faith are considered to be the most perfect. Krishna is saying. Krishna is not saying that on every personal form or impersonal form. He's saying you have to fix your mind on my personal form because that is the most perfect place. So we can understand here the pure devotees of Krishna are always the most perfect in doing the yoga. How they are doing? By seeing this personal form of the Lord. So he's saying how they are doing with two important point is there with great and transcendental faith. And then he's saying these persons are to be the most perfect. So it's a saying there are always whenever you want to go to a place, there are always many routes are there. There may be more than one roads to reach the same destination. So Krishna is also saying this is an easy route which you can take by like last yesterday we discussed, Krishna is present as a Paramatma in our heart in a Shyam Sundar form. So Krishna is saying if you do like that, so many people actually like meditate on the void, or something they say, oh, God doesn't have a form, Krishna doesn't have a form. So what is about this is three concept which Krishna is giving here in this shloka is about, Krishna is talking about Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan. So I'll give you one example which you will be able to understand this three philosophy. So it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam also. This the transcendentalists who knows about this absolute truth usually actually worship this personal form of the Lord. So just imagine during this, I'll just take you 200 or 300 years back when there was an invention of I can say engines or train on the railway which we travel from one distance to another. So one time at those times, so three friends actually went to see the train actually. So they were waiting at the railway station to like the train will be coming, and they have heard only on the news, okay, one something a big something has came, and that we can board on that and then we can go to a different places at very long time when the first invention of the train happened. So what happened? So this all these three friends went there and stopped there and was waiting for the train. So what happened? Suddenly, the very first friend who was there, he saw a light is coming. So when he saw a light is coming, and when he see the light, he thought like where the light is coming from. And after seeing the light, he leaves actually. And what happens? And he started saying, I have seen, I have seen, I have seen the train, I have seen the friend. And then the first friend leave. The second person, actually what happened, he waits for a particular time and he was able to see the light which was coming when the it was more clear. He was able to see actually the light was coming from the engine. And as soon as he see the engine, he say, "I have seen the train," and he went away. And this third person, he waited more, and what he saw, the light was coming from the engine, and engine, when he came there, and it was roaring, it was making a loud sound. And when the engine came more and more near, he was able to see behind this engine there are a lot of passenger bogies are there. And then, just a minute, I'll mute. Yeah, so he was able to see like all the passenger train was there. And then this person, the third person, boarded on the train, and then he was able to meet a different personality who was able to, then he saw like on a, like from particular the source to destination, some people are coming, some people are boarding down, some people are getting down. So he was able to meet this person who was there in the train also. So is anyone wrong here? We can say everyone saw the train. So, but who saw in real? Can somebody say? Among the three friends, who
The
saw
third
the train in
person who had
reality?
got the third person who had got the fate in the train.
Yes, yes,
Seeing
very correct, Mataji. So, like, yes, nobody was wrong. All of them three have seen the train. But he's saying who was the perfect among the three? The third person, because he has seen in the full. So it's a saying, when you see only the light, when the first person who saw only the light of the train, that is known as a Brahman platform. So some people who say Krishna or the Lord is, we should be focusing on this impersonal form that is known as the Brahman form. So that light is also the impersonal Jyoti, the light which is coming, that is known as the Brahman Jyoti, which is also coming from Krishna. So that is the light which is coming, the light is coming from engine. You are not seeing the personal itself. That person, he saw the Brahman aspect and he believed that, okay, that is the only God. And when the second friend, when there is a light, he saw, okay, from that light, someone is behind the light. There is should be a source. When he further waits and saw the light is coming from engine. And when the light is coming, so that means, okay, somebody is there from the light is coming. So once somebody sees the engine, it's saying like he's seeing the Paramatma aspect of localized super soul. And what happened, the third person, when he sees, what happens, he is able to see the Bhagwan form of the Lord, because from Bhagwan only he is there in as a Paramatma, he is there in every soul, and from there only the source is coming as a Brahman. We can take one more example to understand is just like in the morning time or afternoon time, we are able to understand, we are able to see the sun rays in our house. So the sun rays which are able to see, we say when we see the rays, we believe, okay, sun is there. That this rays are known as a Brahman. But when somebody studies more about this rays, okay, where this rays is coming, we'll come to know, okay, this is coming from sun. If you go near and near, if you study more, if you'll see, okay, sun is a orbit is there and the ray is coming. Then they will read more about, okay, sun is a circular disk, it is coming from there. And when in reading about the sun, so it will be known as a Paramatma aspect. And when you go inside the sun planet, you'll be knowing, okay, sun is a personal one, is a Lord is there. This one activities is there. And the Bhagavad Gita is says, Lord says, my two eyes, one is sun and one is moon. So we should understand that this is a three concept which Krishna talks about, and he's saying, out of this, if somebody is doing my personal form of the Lord, it's there like he is, which is the most perfect. So this I wanted to explain you before going further. Okay, so who wants to read 12.5? Dhanpal Prabhu, please go ahead and read, Prabhuji, if it is possible.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
क्लेशोदिका तरस्तेसम् चेतासनम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर् दुःखां देहावभिर् avapyate. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal future of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Hare Krishna.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Prabhu, for reading out. So here we can see two gentlemen and one gentleman and one woman is there, or a boy, a girl. They are meditating on a beach. So this two of them, is meditating and thinking of something. So here Krishna is saying, yes, these two people will also advance, but it will take more time and it is very troublesome. Because as we know, we have seen this mind is very chanchala. When you do on something, you will be able to concentrate after some time, and then you'll see something else and your mind will wanders away. And it is a very troublesome purpose, what you are concentrating on. So it's saying, actually, those people whose minds are attached to this unmanifested form of the impersonal of the Supreme is very trouble. This path is very troublesome. It's Krishna is saying. First, he's talking about this is the easy path, and then he's talking about this impersonal feature of the Supreme. He's saying this all this energy with this Brahma Jyoti, which is also coming, it's from my body only. This energy is coming, and is saying this when somebody wants to worship this, this is very troublesome. Okay, you'll be able to reach there also, but it's a difficult part. And he's saying to make progress in this disciple is always difficult because we are embodied, because we are actually our body. Where is the sloka? Sorry, our body is embodied. We are being we are captured in this, our soul is captured in this body, and some we because of that ahankara we think we are this body, but we are not this soul. So how will we able to concentrate when the form is not there? We all have this body, we can't relate to something without a body actually. So we have to fix our mind on Shyam Sundar form, which yesterday which we discussed. So at different places we must be focusing on Krishna's personal form. Only then we will be actually able to go back home, back to Goloka Vrindavan. So this is a ticket which Krishna is saying, if you concentrate on my form and then do devotional service, you'll be able to form. So it's a saying Shyam Sundar form, if you concentrate, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu form, Krishna avatar. So whatever is there, if you concentrate any of the form, so that's what I hope you are able to understand the train analogy also. And let's see what further Krishna says in next sloka. 12.8. Okay, who wants to read? Asha Mataji, is it possible to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Maya eva mana adastva mayi buddhim nivesya nivasiyasi maya eva ata udvam na samasya. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intentions in me. Because you will live in me always without a doubt. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So Krishna is giving the knowledge of Bhakti Yoga. So this chapter is known as devotional service. Krishna is giving the first knowledge of Bhakti Yoga. So from 12.8, these four shlokas are very, very important. 12.8, 9, 10, and 11, which Krishna is talking about how a person can proceed in devotional service. So Krishna is talking about here, this is first class, how a person can do a first class devotional service, which is the best among all the others. So he's saying how you need to do. So mind is given this instruction, you fix your mind upon me. Krishna is saying this is this progressing form of devotional service. So how we need to do? So fixing your mind upon me, he's saying on this Supreme Personality of Godhead. We see he's saying how we need to do. Here it's talking about smarana. So Krishna is saying smarana atmik bhakti ki. So Krishna is talking about here. We need to remember is that is because out of love. And when you engage, put all your intelligence in me. Krishna is the second point. Is saying if you put all your intelligence in me, he's saying mai buddhim niveshya. So that means if you put your intelligence on me, and what will be the Krishna is saying what will be the result? Here he's saying thus you will be able to live always in me without any doubt. So how we can say without any doubt? He says samshaya. So Krishna is saying if you can't do this, then what you can? There are different kind of. So in next sloka Krishna will be talking about. But let's focus on this. This is known as uttama adhikari. So these pure devotees of the Lord, like Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and all. So they are able to fix their mind 24/7 into 365, and that's they are able to worship the Supreme Personality. So we have seen Father actually gives many options to us. If you don't want this, okay, you can do this. So first option Krishna here is giving about is there who can practice is this Uttam Adhikari. So One time, when Srila Prabhupada was taking this class on this shloka, one disciple came and asked Srila Prabhupada, we are sometimes in Maya and other times we are in Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada tell, you are always in Maya. Sometimes you are doing Krishna consciousness. So sometimes we are actually doing Krishna consciousness. Okay, if you want something, then we worship to Krishna, and then once the distress is gone, then again we forget. So that's what this class, or the first class, is known as the best Uttam Adhikari, or those pure devotees. They're always thinking about this one. So with this, if you tell about this devotional service, so there are 9 ways of devotional service which Krishna talks about, and we have seen other devotees also how they have practiced actually. So can somebody say what is devotional service? If one or two answer, let's see. Till now, whatever you have heard.
Probably any activity which pleases the Lord, we can say as devotional service.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Any other answer?
Unconditional service.
Yes.
Prabhuji,
unconditional
Hare
service.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Unconditional loving service. Any other answer?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Seva Prabhuji, doing some seva in temple or doing some work for God in Krishna conscious, just thinking of Krishna and doing the work.
Okay, that's also correct. Thank you, Mataji. Any other answers, devotees?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So adding Krishna in the center, like whatever we do, adding Krishna in the center. So that is also a devotional service.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Just by pleasing the Supreme Personality by chanting His holy name, Prabhu.
Yes, that's also correct. Serving Lord with devotion. So whatever answers you devotees have given, it's perfectly correct. And so devotional service, according to definition in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is given there. So which Prahlad Maharaj talks about the 9 forms of devotional service. Let's see what Prahlad Maharaj says in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, who is the lucky one who wants to read this one? Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 5th sloka. Who haven't read till now? Okay, Sunita Mataji, you can go if it is possible, Sunita Mataji. Mata, if it is possible, Mata, you can bring your phone more closer. You are able to hear, but very low.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Prahalada Maharaja said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, remembering them, serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with the body, mind, and words. These 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge.
Yes, thank you,
Hare
Sunita
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. So here, can somebody say what Prahlad Maharaj here is doing? There is a wonderful pastime is there. What he's with whom actually?
He is with fellow Gurukul members, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So you remember what happened when Prahlad Maharaj came back? His father Hiranyakashipu sent him. This Gurukul was known as a demon Gurukul, and all of his this kids which you are seeing is actually this all kids of demons. And what happened when the teacher used to uh, like uh, like in our school or office or colleges also we have a recess time when they will give some 5 minutes or 10 minutes of breaks will be there. So sometimes we do chit chat amongst our friends. So what Prahlad Maharaj used to do within that 5 minutes or 10 minutes of that time, he used to preach this demons kids. And that's all this whatever the prayers and all is there is he's trying to preach the demon kids about this Lord Vishnu, and this talking about this Nava bhakti about. So here this talks about this one, and most important thing we'll discuss more about Shravanam. These are this 9 forms of devotional services there which we'll discuss. But one important point here is there how we need to is just Lord one's friend and surrender everything him to him, as Mataji and Prabhuji is also said how we need to do. And we need to serve with him with the body, mind and word. So these 3 things are there. That's the reason when a person leaves this body, 3 Yamduta comes. So one remembers this one with the body. If they have done any bad activities with their body, so one resembles body, the second one resembles the mind, and the third one resembles the words. But for a devotee, when they leave this world, so Vishnu Dutas will be coming, this Yam Dutas won't be coming. So let's discuss more about this 9 forms of devotional service in that next. Just character, whatever it's mentioned in this sloka, it will be the same. So the first form is known as Shravanam. So here Prahlad Maharaj was talking about Shravanam. So Shravanam means hearing. So Shravanam, you are all listening actually. Parikshit Maharaj. So there's a long story also. We can see here Parikshit Maharaj is also. So when Parikshit Maharaj was there in the womb and Brahmastra sought, so Lord Krishna went inside and saved this Parikshit Maharaj also. So this Parikshit Maharaj was ruling. So what happened during his last time of the days when he was given a shrap by Shringri Muni's son? So he was saying within 7 days you will die, and that's why this 7 week of bhakta, what we say, generally we see when somebody dies in our family members also within 10 days we do a Bhagavatam katha like that, because it's saying so 7 days. What happened? This Prakshit Maharaj was listening to from Sukadev Goswami. So Shravanam means from hearing, or what we can Shravan, what we can do. So Shravanam means hearing actually. So Sukadev Goswami was giving to Parikshit Maharaj. This Parikshit Maharaj was doing Shravanam. And we see here Sukadev Goswami is giving a katha of Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So this is also one form of kirtan. So he had the 7 days to only live. So he just sat down to his spiritual master actually, which is Sukadev Goswami, and he asked, what should I actually do? What should I remember at the time of death? Because 7 days and then continuously Sukadev Goswami talks about Srimad Bhagavatam. So Kirtanam also actually means Shravanam Kirtanam. So Kirtanam means singing, chanting the name of the Lord. So here we see there is a singing and talking about the glories of the Lord. So that is also glorifying the Lord, Vishnu Kirtanam. So all of you devotees are also reading the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam Gita and Bhagavad Gita. So this is also Kirtanam in one form. So you are also all doing Kirtanam, and you are also doing parallelly Sravanam also, because you are listening also and speaking also. So both the form of you are doing. And also when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, so he used to do this Kirtan. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Always used to go on the street and do Hari Nam Kirtan, and then he used to praise the glory of the name of the. And the third form which we have said Smaranam. Smaran means the remembering of the Lord. So Prahlad Maharaj, if you see, he's like giving this. So if you do Shravanam and Kirtanam, any of these 2 activities, number 1 and number 2, this Smaranam will automatically will come in. So Smaran means always we need to remember the Lord. So that means Smaranam. Let's see the 4th form of devotional service, which is known as Pada Sevana. So Pada Sevana is there. There is an example of Lakshmi Devi. We can see Lakshmi Devi is doing a Pada Sevana. If you see, she will be always doing a Pada Sevana. She will be always massaging the lotus feet of our Vishnuji. So where it went, sorry. Yeah. So it so Pada Sevana, if you are able to see here, so in this it's mentioned if you ask, okay, this Lakshmi Devi is doing, how we can do Pada Sevanam. So it means it's very simple actually. If you see, so Pada Sevanam means we can use our feet for going the yatras. There are different sthans of the lords are there. We can go there if you're not able to go to yatra also, but you can go to a nearby temple also. It's also giving the same. And then once you go, use your feet and go into temple. And when we do a pradikshana, you can do at your home also. Tulsi Maharani ji is there. We can, in the morning, we every day we do a pradikshana of Tulsi Maharani. So that is also, it's the same Pada Sevana. So going to Tirtha is Pada Sevanam. So here that's very important. And we'll talk about Archanam next. So Archanam is there is we can see here there are a lot of sages are there. Sages are there. Who is the Archanam means one like kind of offering this prayers actually in this, if you see olden days during the Dwapar Yuga, they used to do this duty service, and that's why they will be able to go back. So we can't do actually the duty service. It was done in the Dwapar Yuga, but we should still do duty service at our week. If possible, we can do duty service at our home also. So whatever impurities are there, everything will start going away, and we will start developing relation with the Supreme Lord. So we can see here Prithu Maharaj also how he used to do Archanam of the Lord, and here we can say this Brahmanas are also worshipping the Lord. The third, sixth one is known as a Vandanam. So Vandanam in Srimad Bhagavatam also, there are many devotees are there. Vandana means doing prayers or means glorifying the Lord. Why? Verses. So how we can glorify the Krishna is there. One of this Akura is there. When Akura was there, Akura was also glorifying the Lord. Okay, Lord is so great when he was about to take the Lord. And one of the most important thing of the example is that Kunti Maharani also, when she started glorifying Krishna when he was living this Hastinapur. And in her prayers, there is so much beautiful prayers of Kunti Maharani. She used to always pray to the Lord, oh Lord, please give me distresses. And then why she used to ask distresses or the trouble? Because she used to say, oh Krishna, from my childhood to till now, every time you were there to protest us whenever the distresses are there. So when again the distresses will be there, again you will be coming to save us. So I want always distress. So that's the form of, you see, nobody wants to actually become sad or have a distress in their life. But Kunti Maharani used to pray for the distress in her life, such that she is always able to see the Lord in person. So it's a saying. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra is also one of the Vandanam, or we can also say we are glorifying the Lord and saying it loudly. So that is actually sufficient. Prabhupada actually established so many temples when his disciples actually didn't knew nothing. So they just only by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, everyone started glorifying the Lord, and then we'll see the next form of devotional service. So it's a very wonderful form which is known as a Dasyam, which is among the Hanuman is the best which we can see. Dasyam, we see how Lord Hanuman was always doing or was always in this lotus feet. He was serving this Lord Rama always, every time he was not thinking about anything. And we know those examples. And then Sakhyam, we can see Arjuna or the Gopas in the Gokul. So they used to stand on top of Krishna, and then they used to feed each other this laddus and all. They used to always snatch from their mouth. So that comes under Sakhyam. They are always in a friend, those like a friendship in the type. And the last one is known as Atma Nivedana. So that's the best example is comes is Bali Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj is known for this Atmani with them. So what happens? So usually when Bali Maharaj comes and asks, he was a dwarf little Brahmana, and sorry, when I said opposite. So when actually this Lord comes in a dwarf room as a Brahmana and asks Bali Maharaj, can you give me a 3-piece of like where I can place my leg? So this, because of Ahankara, Bali Maharaj said, only 3 pieces of this leg you want, or the place you want, where you want to place your leg. Ask something big, because whoever comes to my land, they never go back. So ask something more. So when Bali Maharaj, what happened, he told, so what happened, you remember 2 days or last week we discussed a story about Putana also. So Putana was the sister of Bali Maharaj. When Putana saw Bali Maharaj, she was mesmerized by the beauty of this Vaman Dev, and then she thought, oh, how wonderful it will be there, that if I had a child like this, I could have feed her the milk of mine. And then she was thinking about, and then as we know all this story also, then Bali Maharaj, what he did, this Vaman Dev, what he did, so first when he raised his first leg, he covered the half of the entire universe. And when he raised the second leg, the whole universe he covered. And it's a saying also, when Bali Maharaj raised his legs, so there was a hole created, and from there Lord Ganga came and that touched Lord's lotus feet, and that's how she came there. And then what happened, his guru also, is that the guru said, no, 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 he is a Vishnu form, but he's saying, anyhow, if somebody is coming in Brahmana form, I can't say, even if Lord also comes, I'm ready to give. And then Bali Maharaj, what he did, he said, where should I, Vaman told, where should I keep my feet actually? Then this Bali Maharaj says, Lord, I don't have anything. I surrender myself to you. You can keep your head on myself. And that's how he's saying Atmani, he surrendered himself to this. And when this happened, what happened, his sister, she again a desire came. Oh, I was thinking this child is such a wonderful child. This child is such a notorious child. I wish I can kill him. So Krishna says, whatever you desire, you will be having those. We have discussed in 8th chapter, whatever desires you are having in the next birth. So in the next birth, when Krishna came in this Dwapar Yoga, so the same Putana was able to feed Krishna the milk also, and she had the desire to kill her also. So both the desires Krishna fulfilled that also. So this Bali Maharaj, we can see, like he did Atman. Even there's a long story also. I'm cutting short here also because a lot of slides I need to again cover. So this is the 9 forms of devotional service which we have discussed by hearing by hearing what we Maharaj Parikshit or is there, and by just Lord how Sukadev Sam. So there are 9 is there. We'll go ahead. So this is the topmost devotional service which Krishna talks about, and Krishna says, so in 12.8, these are the first class devotees are there who is doing this devotional service. Then Krishna is saying, as a father, we give a lot of option. If you're not able to do, then saying, if you are not able to do this first kind of devotional service, which is known as a Uttam Adhikari, no issues. I'm giving you one more option. So let's see what Krishna is saying. Okay, Himam Mataji, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead, Mataji, if it is
Hare
possible.
Krishna Prabhu. 12 Bhagavad Gita 12.10 Ata chittam samadhatum nasaknoshi maistiram abhyasa yogena tato mamichaptum dhananjaya. My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji, for reading. So Krishna here is talking about the second class of devotee, or the sadhana bhakti under this saying. So Krishna is here, it is saying next option is giving, just try to fix your mind on Krishna. Krishna is here, it is telling how to fix your mind on Krishna is there. So he's saying, oh Arjuna, you are the winner of wealth is there. You cannot fix your mind upon me without deviations. He's saying, is the second option is saying. So like is there, and then he's saying then you have to follow the regulative principles which are mentioned in this bhakti yoga, they're in the shastras. In this way you will be able to develop a desire to attain me. So we should be following how we should be doing this second class of bhakti, which is Krishna it is talking about, is known as sadhana bhakti under the guidance of spiritual master. We should be following our spiritual master or the guru who is making us in the, like Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. So saying, if you are not able to fix your mind on Krishna, no problem, you just follow sadhana bhakti. How we can practice this sadhana bhakti is that Krishna is talking about you can rise up early in this morning, wake up early in the morning, offer flowers to me, to the Lord, and be in the association of devotees, and always read and hear Krishna Katha. So these are this four steps which is there. How we can understand here it is that it's just like doing an arranged marriage. How we can understand is there. So this fourth thing is then when we put our mind on Krishna, it's known as Abhyas Yoga. We are trying to do a sadhana bhakti is known as Abhyas Yoga or the sadhana bhakti, and it is known as Abhyasa Rupa Bhakti. Why Krishna is telling us it's just like an arranged marriage, and what is the result if you do? I'll come about this arranged marriage. What is the result Krishna is telling? If you do this activity, what will happen? Is Krishna is saying this way you will be able to desire to attain. As Krishna is saying, if you do and follow these rules and regulate so it will be there. So one example is about parents also. If you see, when we pass our standard 10th of examination, so sometimes some parents force us to do, okay, you should take only science only, arts or others is not good. And second, there are second kind of parents are also there. They give us actually option to choose. So Krishna here is also giving us an option to choose. If you're not able to do, okay, do this thing. So Krishna is the original father, and how we can understand. So if somebody have done your arranged marriage, when I talk to my friends also, so when they get married, actually they don't know each about means what are the likings, what are the spouse or whatever the better halves are there. They don't know their whatever the likings are there. So what they do actually, so in order to know about them, so after getting married, once they come home, the wife usually they go and ask to their relatives. Even the husband go and ask to their relatives of her wife, and they ask, okay, can you tell me what your son, what your grandson, or what your whoever is there, he asks really what he likes to eat, what all he likes to wear. And that's how the wife gets to know more about that. And in the starting actually they don't have love, but they try to and that's how when the wife cooks, and this husband like, okay, who told that this is my favorite recipe, and that's how love started happening. So Krishna also here it is saying we don't have to love in the starting, but if we follow this rules and regulation which is mentioned in this one. So how we can ask, just as the wife asked from mom or from sister what the son loves, so we need to also ask from the spiritual master what's Krishna loves, what are the rules and regulations which we need to follow. So there are 4 do's to do in progress in this sadhana bhakti is about waking up early in the morning and then chanting in the Brahma Muhurat. If possible, we should eat Krishna prasadam. We can see how here my Guru Maharaj is preparing, is engaging everyone, is preparing prasadam here, and he used to go on the roads and try to distribute everything. So the third is there of how we can worship, and then how we need to whatever flowers are there, we can offer it to the Lord. So then what is knowing, and then the fourth is, which is the most important thing, when we associate with the light-minded devotees, what will happening, you will develop the desires. If you do these 4 do's, then automatically what will happen, you will desire, and then slowly you will attain Krishna, and then you will be knowing. It's just like an arrangement. Okay, no issues. So if Krishna, after telling this, he says to Arjuna, even if you are not able to do this one, don't worry, I'm giving you one more option. Let's see what Krishna says in the third option. Okay, who wants to read it? Kirti Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थम् अपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि. If you cannot practice the regulations of Bhakti Yoga, then just try to work for me, because by working for me, you will come to the perfect stage.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So here Krishna is giving you a third option or the third class, being sympathetic towards the Krishna consciousness activities. Here Krishna is saying, bhakti, how you can do the bhakti? You can do the bhakti with your external senses, working for Krishna. Somebody answered also, we can work for Krishna. So if you can't practice the regulation of bhakti yoga, whatever this rules and regulation which Krishna have mentioned in the second one, rising up early in the morning, and then Krishna is saying, just try to work for me. How we can work for me? Because here is giving the result. Because if you, when you are working for me, you will come to that perfect stage. And what is that? What is working for me means building temples, selling books. Here you can say a devotee, as devotee is his whole life and is trying to distribute Krishna. This is Krishna book, this is Srimad Bhagavatam, this is Bhagavad Gita, and there are other Srila Prabhupada books. Is trying to sell, and whatever this money comes by selling of this book, is used in the temple service only. It's just the printing cost which they take in the temple, and the same money is being used for temple construction and the preaching service. Whoever the devotees comes, they get a free meal seva. So it's saying by buying some book also from the temple, by giving some donation to this Vishnu temples, if you can work for any community, so it's saying slowly will come to that perfect stage if you can't do this. So it's a saying, most important thing about Krishna is saying in the first one, say totally you should always remember Krishna. So when if you're not able to remember Krishna, you should follow regulatory principle. If you're not able to follow regulatory principles of bhakti yoga, then do this one. So it's a saying, what are those activities which you can do indirectly for me is, then one is saying book distribution, temple donation, temple construction. So one time, if okay, you don't have money, no issues, no, not at all problem. We can give your time also. If you are very healthy, ability in that temple construction, lot of like in the when Srila Prabhupada was building a temple, lot of devotees used to come and say, Srila Prabhupada, what can I do for you? I'm very poor, I can't do anything. Okay, you see a wood of log there, you can take that wood of log and carry up to the other floors where devotees are waiting for this wood of log and cement, and in this way, with our body also we can serve. So with three things actually we can serve Krishna, which is our one is with our mind, the second is with our body, and the third is with our tongue also. So in this kamsa vacha mana, three things we can serve this one. So how we can go? So if you go to temple, there are a lot of services will be there. If you're not able to like serving the food on the Sundays, if you, there are a lot of crowds are there. Sometimes we are sort of devotees also. You can ask, Prabhu, can I serve? Mataji, can I serve? There will be there. So like there is gives an immense happiness also will be coming. Okay, we are serving, the devotees are there. And sometimes if you can go to the temple also, clean the temple floor. It's just no need to suppose a lot of vegetables are required in the temples, you can bring some vegetables or help who is bringing them, just carry those vegetables. If you're not able to distribute books, just ask them if I can bring book from transport one place to another. There are a lot of Matajis usually how wonderfully they manage their house, and then they go for flower garlands, making of the flower garlands also in the temple. We see how the Lord wonderfully every day all the garlands are made. So all Matajis they do this garland seva, and this donation is also there. So one time there is an information of George Harrison. There's a Beatle band around 1960s. You might have heard about Beatles, George Harrison also. So he was a wonderful rock musician, pop musician, which was most of the famous song. So in 1970s, this George produced this Radha Krishna temple album also, which was a kind of devotee track. And in that, it was known as one of the top 10 record sales in that year. So one of many songs was there. They did Hare Krishna Kirtan, My Sweet, Oh My Sweet Lord, and many in that song was there. So this George Harrison started this. He donated a lot of ISKCON funds and paid this printing of this book. So you see this Krishna book. So the whole Krishna book right now we are able to see Shivan Srila Prabhupada wrote and did this purport one. So Krishna, for the entire fund it was given for the print, it was for the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It was given by George Harrison. When Srila Prabhupada at that time he was praying to Krishna, oh my Lord, I don't have any money, because he went with only 40 rupees, and this George Harrison came and said, I will give you the entire fund to publish. And not even in 1972, as ISKCON was growing very rapidly around the world, this London temple, so which was then at that Beery place near this British Museum, and it was like lot of devotees started coming, and Srila Prabhupada was worried like how we can fit all the devotees, and then they asked the devotees, why can you search for a bigger place? And then this George Harrison asked this British devotees, Dhananjaya Das, he was there. He says, can you go and just see for a larger property, not too far from that London? So several properties they tried to investigate, and then they finally settle on the one of the buildings. So today this building is known as Bhaktivedanta Manor. So when Bhaktivedanta Manor was donated to Srila Prabhupada by George Harrison, he's saying, so Srila Prabhupada said, because he has given shelter to Krishna by providing this temple, Krishna will surely provide shelter to him. And you also be very surprised to know, just when Srila Prabhupada was leaving this material world in 1977, he removed his ring from his right hand and said to his disciple who was around him, give it to this George. So that's what how much faith Srila Prabhupada was in this George Harrison. How much? Okay, so this is the third option which the Lord is giving, and He's giving one more option. If you are not able to give third option, also no issues. I'm giving you one more option. See how many options Krishna is giving. Let's see who wants to read it. I will take 10 more minutes because there are a lot of 10 to 15 minutes today. A lot of slokas. There's just try to be there because this is very important chapter. I'm taking time. I'm not rushing. Okay, yeah. So
May I go?
yes,
Prabhu.
Mataji, please go ahead.
अतैतत् अपि अशाक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगम् आश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यथात्मवान्. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So here, sometimes a lot of people, when I read this sloka, I understood what Krishna meant. So how wonderfully Krishna is saying. Sometimes people say, I don't believe in God. I believe in humanity. I should be serving the humanity. So for them, Krishna is saying, okay, you are doing this charity of a Dan Dharma also. Fourth class Krishna is saying these are known as a Dan Dharma, service to the mankind, which is for a good cause. So Krishna is saying, if you are not believing me, no, so in your heart also, I bring this faith, and then you are able to do actually. So Krishna is saying, so Krishna here it is saying, don't work for yourself, do some charity actually. So COVID time, we have seen lot of people actually they used to say, no, I don't believe in the God. So they can't give to Krishna. No, he says, give it to the society. This is the fourth step which Krishna is saying. But because by doing this, you will get out of your self-consciousness. Krishna is talking about. Because as a person, you're saying, is a very selfish. He always think about himself. He's saying help. When people actually help others, they don't keep all their money or whatever they are having for themselves. This is known as a charity, not attached to the fruits of their labors actually. Sometimes they open hospitals, sometimes they open for the free, and also this Krishna is saying, if you are not able to work in this consciousness of the three kinds which I have told, then try to do at giving all your results. So see how day and night these people work actually, and then they have the money, and then they give their results to somebody, and they try to help somebody, and then it's saying then, and then you will be there in the self-situated, as Krishna is saying. So giving up here, Krishna is talking about leaving your fruits of labor. So giving up the results of work, whatever you have done. So sometimes we might have seen a lot of film star, a lot of celebrities, they do a donation, and they do a publicize also. Okay, then they say, oh, you are so great. Yeah, it's still they do, but it's still there. Krishna is telling it's a good form of love. And we see during the COVID how many people come, and then they say they started. That is also okay. Krishna is saying, because it is actually better than doing nothing. Everyone, why Krishna is telling this one? Because all this jiva, everyone is part and parcel of Krishna also. In that way only they are serving the human. In that way he's serving him only. So if this is not possible, so sorry, so it's talking about dana dharma. If one is unable to do even to sympathize with the activities of Krishna consciousness, so because of the other activities they do this one. So fourth option he's giving. So this as a fourth option which is mentioned in the description. Then Krishna is coming with one more option. Okay, if you're not able to do this one, I'm giving you one more option. Let's see what is one more option which Krishna is saying. Okay, who wants to read it? Shushmita Mataji, please go ahead. You've raised your hand.
Hi Krishna Prabhuji. Shreyo hi ajnanam abhyasaj ज्ञानध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः त्यागः शान्ति अनन्तरम्. If you cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation, and better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
Yes, thank you, Mataji, for reading. So here, Krishna is saying last one more option. He's saying knowledge about Krishna. In one line, if I say, he's saying knowledge about Krishna. So if you're not able to take this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of the knowledge, because Krishna is saying better than the knowledge is meditation on him, and better than the meditation is renunciation of the fruits of your action. For such a renunciation, one can attain peace of mind, because when we are renunciate, when you are leaving everything and then practicing is saying, one can attain peace of mind. How we can understand? Let's see this wonderful analogy, which will be the same thing is Krishna is telling in 12.12. So Krishna is saying, if you practice this one, you will be able to progress and understand and proceed. Is saying this is the option for a person not at all able to work for Krishna. So those four options which Krishna gave, you are not able to do any of those four options. So Krishna is giving you one more fifth option. You will progress in this way. How? By understanding Krishna. So he's saying, by doing your prescribed duty, you have been doing your abhyasa, then you will giving up your all resulted ways, you will come to this jnana knowledge. And then jnana knowledge, with that jnana, you will do that meditation, which is known as a dhyan. And with that dhyan, when you come to do a meditation, you will know about Lord. And when you know about the Lord, which is known as, and then you will know about the Bhagwan realization, then you will do a tyaga. Tyaga means a renunciation of your fruits of work. It is better than known as a meditation. So the results of renunciation, one can attain peace of mind. So Krishna is saying, so start your bhakti level. So Krishna here, it is giving your 5 levels of bhakti. Krishna is giving here. So you can start your bhakti levels wherever you are. So in order to reach, is saying the destination is same. You can take any path. So first level is there, which we have talked. Uttamadhikari, it's just like taking a plane and reaching there. The second option, which Krishna talks about the rules and regulation, or sadhana bhakti is talking about, Krishna is talking about take a train and you can reach a destination. The third option, which Krishna talks about, if you're not able to do this, and help in those people who are spreading this Krishna consciousness, do any activities which is related to Krishna consciousness, it's just like taking a car, the third option. And the fourth is that Krishna is talking about a dan. Dana means dana shastras or anything is there, dan with helping the peoples. It's just like taking a bike or a cycle. And the fifth one, which Krishna is talking about, is known as a walking. So from source to destination, if you take any of this fifth option, slowly and steady, you will be able to reach the destination. So depending on your level, whichever you like, actually, you can start your bhakti level, and slowly, if you start walking today also, you'll be able to reach to the plane level, and you'll be able to go back home to God. So this is the knowledge about Bhagavad Gita. And let's see what Krishna further instruct Arjuna. Who wants to read this sloka? Okay, let me see. Gayatri Mataji, you raised your hand last time. You wanted to read Ganga Gayatri Mataji. Is it possible? Okay, I see Dhanpal Prabhu. Dhanpal Prabhu, you have already read. Let me give a chance to other devotees also who have not read. Okay, who wants to read?
Prabhu, I will read.
Okay, Mataji, please go ahead. Who is reading? Mataji, please.
Etu dharmantram
Uday
etu
Mataji, please go ahead.
dharmantram idam yatoktam paryupasate.
Dhanpal Prabhu, you're reading. Please go ahead. Everyone stopped. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Let Mataji read, Prabhu. No problem.
Okay. Okay, Rupa Mataji, who wants to read? Quickly, we have less.
ये तु धर्मार्थम इदं यथोक्तं पर्युपसते श्रद्धानमत्परमा bhaktastheti me priya. Those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me.
Yes, thank you, Rupa Mataji, for reading it out. So here, Krishna is talking about how to become Ati Priya. Ati Priya means very, very dear to me. Krishna is giving you this formula. So he's saying, Krishna is saying, anyone who follows this unperishable path of devotional service are very, very dear to me. So why Krishna is saying Ativa me Priya? Because this is why Krishna is talking about imperishable. See, because if you're taking again birth as a human form, again we will start our A, B, C, D, Koga, whatever is their education. We can't say, okay, last birth I was a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, or whatever profession you are. You can't start from there again you need to start from scratch. But in this bhakti, if you start and if you're only able to do 10%, again you'll be giving a chance to start from the 11% from the next birth. This is an imperishable path of devotional service, and Krishna is saying who completely engages themselves with faith, because faith is very important. If you don't have shraddha, you won't be able to progress in devotional service. And saying making me the supreme source, Krishna is saying you're like making me the supreme source, is saying are very, very dear to me. So if you can't do engineering, Krishna is giving you option, you can do this vocational service. Somehow he's saying we have to engage in our devotional service and figure out where we all are and work out whatever the hindrance are there, and then we'll be able to progress in devotional service. So that's what Krishna is saying. So like example is chanting. So even if you do even little you do for chanting, you will be getting the protection of the Lord, because Krishna is mentioning here, they take this Hare Krishna medicine which Krishna is giving you, and then you'll be able to get away from all the miseries of your life. And let's see what Krishna is further telling in the next shloka. Yeah, 12.15. Who wants to read it? Balaram Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Hare.
Yasman nodvijate loko lokan nodvijate cha ya harsharsha bhayodvigat mukto yasa chami priya. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me.
Yes.
Thank you. Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
is saying one in the Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for reading. So Krishna is here is saying very important point. He whom by no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone. So whatever situation in your life comes, whether it is difficulty, whether it is happiness, when sometimes there are disturbance in our life, who is not living and this devotional service, who's equipoised in happiness and distress. So Krishna is saying is this happiness and distress which comes to our life is just like day and night. As the day passes, what happens? The night comes, and the night passes, this day will be coming. So this happiness is also there, and this distress will be also be coming. And whenever there is fear or anxiety is there, we are not getting equipoised. Equipoised means both are balanced. Okay, sometimes what happens when we are so happy, we leave everything and then we started. And sometimes what happens when distress comes, oh Krishna, why this distress is coming to me? Why only me it's happening? So when a happiness or something happens, when we get so much of reach or something happens, we don't and ask and say, Krishna, why my neighbors who is there living there, why he's in so much distress, why I am getting? When we get distress, then we say, why problem is coming with me? So Krishna is saying he should be equipoised. So then he say, whenever he's there, no one is he's saying, no one actually put him into the difficulty. Krishna is saying actually because of our karma only we are suffering or enjoying. So he's saying when it is he is the person who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety is very, very dear to me. So we have a one very, very important one story which I like to tell you. So before the story is there, let us discuss what we have discussed till now. So Krishna talks about this impersonal form of the Lord. So he says two ways are there which we can worship. One is impersonal and one is personal form. This impersonal is very troublesome and difficult. And this personal form, Krishna said, if you do bhakti on my form, it will be this. So what are these bhakti steps which we have discussed? So Krishna told how you need to do bhakti, fix your mind and intelligence on Krishna. So when you do, so this is the first, the Uttama Adhikari Bhakti, follow, which we have discussed in 12.8, fixing your mind and intelligence on Krishna. and 24 into 7 we need to do bhakti. The second is following the regulator principle under the guidance of spiritual master, second level. Third one is Krishna says work for Krishna, and the fourth level says giving up the results of work, and the fifth one we says the knowledge and meditation. So there is a wonderful story about one Sakshi Gopal. Okay, how many have heard about this Sakshi Gopal story?
Gauranga Prabhuji. I have heard.
Okay, yeah,
At Puri.
yes, sir. So this is about devotional service, a short story. Maybe I'll take 2-3 minutes, and then we can go for the next program. So it's a saying, this is story about a Sakshi Gopal, a story about a Sakshi Gopal. So Sakshi means, it's Hindi is word is there. Sakshi means a witness. So this is story about the deity who himself became a witness. The Lord himself became, the Gopal became a witness. So this story is about, we can see this is a very, very nice deity which is there, and it's mentioned right now. This Sakshi Gopal is around Puri. So there is a story about this. There was two Brahmana was there. One was a young Brahmana and one was a old Brahmana. So these two Brahmana, they were in the pilgrimage, and they thought, let's take this pilgrimage and try to take the darshan of the Lord in Vrindavan. So while they were doing pilgrimage and while they were on the journey to have a visit of this one, this old Brahmana became actually very sick. And while this old Brahmana became very sick, this young Brahmana started serving him without any expectation or something. Is it because he was ill? If he becomes good, he will be able to have a take a version of this Brahmana also, because he can become again well and take. And he didn't want it actually something. He started, and when this Brahmana, the old Brahmana got means the illness went away, so he wanted to actually give something to this this young Brahmana, because he have done a selfless service to him. So he said, I want to give you something. This young Brahmana said, no, no, Brahmana, it was my duty. I just wanted to serve you. I didn't wanted anything in return. And this old Brahmana insisted, no, 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 I want to give you. And then he said, I want to give you my daughter in marriage. And this young Brahmana said, no, no, I don't want. I'm a very poor. You are a very high Brahmana. I don't want. I won't be able to keep your daughter also happy. This old Brahmana insisted and said, no, no, I want to give it to you. And this young Brahmana then said, okay, if you want to give, and but later point of time, if you once we reach home, or sometimes at later point of time, if you say, then if you don't want to give it back, then what will happen then? Then this older Brahmana saying, let's go to the temple and we make a promise, we take a witness in front of this deity. So in older days of time, it was a custom was there, whatever they want to witness, they used to witness in form in front of the Lord. So he went to this Gopal, and then he said, I will give my daughter to this younger Brahmana in a charity. And what happened? And that's all. They both of them, they completed the yatra and they came back to their respective house. After coming, actually, a few weeks passed away. This old Brahmana remembered his promise actually, and this old Brahmana then assembled his family members and said, I want to give my daughter to this young Brahmana who have helped me and all. And this whoever his son, his daughter-in-law and mother was there, so he started saying, you have become mad. It's not possible to give this and all to your daughter in a way. So this old Brahmana said, no, I have already promised him. This young boy, his son, he said, don't worry, I'll take care of those things. So the next day, this young Brahmana came for this charity for the marriage of asking the daughter. And then as soon as he knocked the door of this old Brahmana, the son came and he started abusing him. When he asked, who are you? Then he said, oh, you are the one who have made poison in the food or to my father, and my father have become mad. And then what happened, that slowly the sound started arising. And this young Brahmana said, no, 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 your father have only promised to give your daughter. I didn't want it. And then what happened, all the village assembled there, and all the punch happened and all. So he said, so as my father is very old, he is saying that he haven't said anything. Then there's some said to Brahmana, he said, I don't remember anything. I said, I haven't said anything like that. So then this young Brahmana was feeling very bad, and then say, can you tell me something? Who was the witness? You bring witness, then it will be proved. And this young Brahmana, he thought in his mind, and he thought like, okay, I shall go to this Vrindavan to bring this deity, because that was the only witness I was having. Just not to bring take this marriage or for a girl, just to prove his promise. Actually, he went again, travel back to Vrindavan. So when he went to back to Vrindavan, he went and then started crying in front of the Lord and said, Lord, you said that you were the only witness, and now these people are saying, I don't want the girl, just to you shouldn't be wrong, that's the reason I'm saying. So the Lord said, okay, I'll come to you. And then Lord was speaking to him, and there is one condition. Then the Lord, this person, a young Brahmana, asked, how you will come, how I'll come to know? No, I'll come, don't worry. You start walking, I'll come back. There is only one condition, don't look back actually. And he said, okay, I won't be looking back, but how I'll come to know that you are coming behind me? And this young Brahmana asked. And then he said, I'll come, you'll be able to hear my ankle bell, which is there in my legs. And with that, you will be coming to know that I'm coming behind you. And daily 1 kg of rice you need to cook for me. And then that's not only I'll eat. So daily he used to travel from Vrindavan. He used to like cook 1 kg of rice and then offer it to the Lord, keep it there, and the Lord used to eat. And he was very happy because he was able to hear this ankle bell of the Lord. And he was suddenly, as he was about to reach this towards the destination near to the Puri, he thought like, let me get fresh. A pond was there, a water was there. He went there and started taking fresh. And then suddenly he was not able to hear this ankle bell. So what happened? No sound was coming. He turned back, and then what happened? The Lord personally took the form of the deity there, because he said, as soon as you look back, I'll be there. So all the people then came there, and this young Brahmana told them, say, this is the witness, the Lord is there. And then as soon as the old Brahmana saw the Lord, he started weeping and crying, and then he agreed and cried, no, whatever is there, I lied actually. This young Brahmana is correct. And that's that this Lord who became this Sakshi of this young Brahmana. So this deity is known as Sakshi Gopal, who became the witness. So this deity is of 12 feet high. So it was saying, as the Lord has come from Vrindavan by walking, again the Lord may again run back to Vrindavan. So what this localite did, they built a temple and installed a deity. And as soon this is to like Srimati Radharani was also installed in the in near to this Sakshi Gopal also. And as this Puri was there, the king of the Puri, later they shifted this idol to near to Puri because they had the fear they will walk away again back to this Vrindavan. So this is a wonderful story. Vrindavan to Puri is approximately around 400 kilometer, and Puri to the Sakshi Gopal place is around 10 kilometer or something. It was there. It was outskirts of Puri. So that's that. The deity who witnessed this one. That's the story of Sakshi Gopal. Okay, who wants to read this next sloka? This is about the chanting of the holy name. Okay, Neha Mataji. Okay, Ashwani Mataji, you raised your hand. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Follow the different spiritual practice, the 9 forms of bhakti, Sarvana, Shravana, Kirtanam, etc. are the best because they have great potency to deliver Krishna and exhalate love for him. Of these 9 practices, Nama Sanskrita in the best is the best. By chanting the holy name without the offense, one very easily obtain the priceless treasure of Krishna Prema.
Yes. Thank you, Ashwani Mataji. So here it's talking about the chanting the glories of the most easy way is Shravanam Kirtan. So we have discussed today 9 forms of the devotional service. It might be difficult or sometimes for the different, but since Shravanam Kirtan is one of the best, and it's best because they have the great potential to deliver Krishna Prem. For him, we can arouse Krishna from very fast. It's just like taking a flight to any destination is there. Of this 9 practices, say Nam Sankirtan, when we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare. He's saying it's the best because when we are chanting the holy name without any offense, We shouldn't be that today we are committing activities and we will be thinking, okay, by chanting the holy name of the Lords, all our sinful activities will be clean. Yes, it will be clean, but again we'll be again committing, then it won't remove. So it's a saying one can easily obtain the priceless treasure which is known as Krishna Prema. It's a saying one who chants the name of the Hari is in a very great benefit. It's not only somebody is sometimes people will be mocking you up, okay, what a process you have started, you're taking mala and then you're chanting. They will be mocking you sometimes and they say, what kya Hare Krishna wala ban gaya sometimes. So even if they're mocking also, even if they're taking the name of the Hari also, one time also, whatever sufferings they are having, they will remove. Think about the people who's mocking you, who's making a mockery of this Hare Krishna, their suffering is getting rid about. Think about what, when you are chanting, or whatever sufferings you are having, everything will be removed. I'll take 1 minute just to have a quickly announcement. So this we have a special Japa session workshop for this Saturday part 1. You can invite your family and say, so how we'll be teaching you how we can chant and what is the benefit of chanting and what is the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Will be discussing you in complete detail. So this is the Japa workshop which will be happening on part 1 on Saturday 17th of December, and the part 2 will be done on 18th of December, which is the part 2, because it's a bit lengthy session. So in 2 days we'll be completing this Japa workshop, the importance of chanting of the holy name. Just a quick announcement. As I said earlier also, so there is a daily Gita class which is happening every day in the morning, because we say 9 times a devotional service is there. Whoever want to proceed to the sadhana bhakti, so every day morning except Saturday, because Saturday we are having a Srimad Bhagavatam Katha. And every day what is happening, this is the timetable. So you can join at 6:30 to 6:45. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is done, and 6:45 to 7 a.m. one Bhagavad Gita shloka is explained every day. So this is there, and it is saying great sacrifice such as Asma Deva Yagya, whatever you do along with their remuneration, are naturally achieved by one who daily hears and recites the Gita. So this is mentioned, which we have already discussed in Vaishnava Tantra also. So you can start your day actually by chanting the name of the Lord and reading one shloka a day. Half an hour you give to Krishna, and you see how the whole of your day will be purified. So we'll be sending the Zoom link in the WhatsApp group shortly. And if somebody wants to buy Bhagavad Gita or want to sponsor or want to help us in donating to somebody else, so you can sponsor or buy, and you can also buy for your family and friends also and give to them. So the price is 345. Once you pay it, you can send me a screenshot. I'll ask the admins to dispatch the book, or if you want any sponsorship also you can give. So this is about the certificate. So today is the 12th. There's a lot of devotees I have seen who is joining regularly in the class. Like at least 6 to 8 names are there, which I have seen from the day when they are joining. So maybe at the end of today class, I'll take a report, and tomorrow I'll share who those persons are there. But I'll request, please continue joining at least at the end of the class. So there will be 5 questions also. Please attend those questions also, then you will be eligible for getting a certificate. So this is our address, ISKCON Seshadripuram, Bangalore. If you're free or if you're in the Bangalore, please do come. So question and answer maybe we'll take at the end, and we'll chant one round of Hare Krishna. I know it's already 8:27, it's been late. Today it was a lengthy class, but if time permits, please give 7 minutes because it hardly takes 7 minutes of chanting. So thank you all devotees who have joined. If you want to leave, you can leave, but if possible, I'll request please be there, because by chanting the holy name of the Lord only, we will be able to whatever impurities are there, it will go, and then we'll be able to proceed. I'll request you can get your chanting beads also if it is possible. Okay, let me know once you are able to see my screen, and I'll pray this japa also.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
So are you able to hear? Mataji and Prabhuji, can somebody please confirm?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So we'll start with Panchatattva mantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashati Gaura Bhakta Vinda. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna
Jai
Krishna.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashati Gaura Bhakta Vinda. You can continue if somebody haven't completed. Please go ahead. Continue. I'll stop the recording. Continue your rounds, then we'll discuss.